Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let Me Just Say This. Your girl is back with you again. If you're listening, hello, welcome. If you are watching, welcome to the living room once again. I know last week we didn't have an episode, but I was having a time, baby. When I tell you I was having a time, I went to go see some family. I saw my best friend. I went to the Beyonce concert, and let me just say this. I'm a big Beyonce fan. No slander will be tolerated ever over here because I will fight you and your mama about it. But we're going to talk about that a little bit maybe. And I'm going to Miami later this week. So I'm really excited. This month has been a month of leisure for your girl. So I didn't put out an episode last week, but here we are today. And we're going to get into a couple things because I've had a lot on my mind actually. A lot of anxiety because well, if you don't know, I'm leaving my current job. I'm getting a new job. Things are moving and I'm in a completely this is uncharted territory for me personally. So I've had a lot of anxiety and I've actually had a lot of reflecting going on as I always do. So this week we are talking grace over grudges, baby. And we are talking not being a bum. If you are in a space where you feel like you don't know what you're doing with your life, or you are attracting bums, or you might be the bum yourself, baby, this is for you. We're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about being selfish a little bit because it's okay sometimes. It is okay. I don't care what nobody say. It's okay. And then I think the last one, let me look at my notes because, honey, when I tell you how to write this shit down, the last thing we're getting into is getting back to your self-worth. Next 15, One Comin. I know I preach about this all the time. We're going to dive into it just a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. I want to start by getting into grace over grudges. So I saw this really good clip of Tiana Taylor, and she was basically saying she chooses grace every time over grudges. And honestly, that shit hit home. It really did. Because my God, today, when I tell you grudges had me out here keying niggas' cars, baby, grudges had me out here plotting on niggas. And I used to think of myself as a person who did not hold grudges until some shit happened to me. Or until somebody really cut me a little bit too deep. And now I'm holding a grudge and it might even be self-conscious, but I was holding on to things that really made me wanted to get my lick back. And for a while, it was definitely get your lick back. But right now, it's really grace. When I tell you I'm choosing grace, I'm choosing peace because I'm in such a much more peaceful space in my life. And when I tell you, God really is not going to play about you when you choose peace. When you choose grace, God or whoever you believe in, whatever higher power, the universe, whatever, is not going to play about bringing you good things when you choose grace, when you choose peace, when you choose to, allow people to get theirs, the way they are destined to. You don't always got to get it back in blood. You feel me? And I just felt like, damn, a lot of good things have transpired in a short period of time after I removed myself from a toxic situation, after I decided to start choosing peace. Now, a lot of good things are happening and I'm like, damn, I was choosing grudges all this time. And it really was a downfall. Choosing grudges is really going to be your downfall. Holding on to things and harboring that bad energy and that negativity, baby, when I say it's not going to do anything but circle all the way back to your ass, ain't no running away from it. There's no running away from that when you put that out there. And I'm really moving in a space of when you put out good things, you put out good energy, when you put out love, you're going to get that back. You're going to have it reciprocated. So I really hope, anybody out there who is harboring a grudge, baby, let it go. Let it go. The grudge isn't doing anything for you. It's just literally sitting on the top of your fucking staircase like the Grudge for real. Side note, that really reminds me of Scary Movie when they did that dub and they're like, sashimi. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The point is, the grudge will sit on your back, baby, and be in your ear. And you will have nothing but negative thoughts and negative energy and just a negative spirit in a heart that just is tainted. Once you let all that shit go, good things are going to come to you. Good things are going to come to you. With that also being said, next 15 One Comin. So I talk about, self-worth a lot. I like to say this podcast is self-care with a sprinkle of city girl. It's honestly giving a couple dashes of city girl at this point, but we're growing and evolving, right? I feel like when, like I said, when we harbor things, we're blocking our blessings. And you might be in a position where you feel like you're not going to find something better. And Next 15 One Comin does not have to just be about relationships. Okay, Next 15 One Comin can be anything. It could be that job, it could be that friend, it could be that opportunity that you have been waiting for, but you didn't think was coming. So you stayed where you were at, basically. So you stayed in whatever situation you were in. And I really need us to break out of that. Break out of that shit. There is always something else moving. And that's not to say the grass is always green on the other side. That's just to say that, you know, if you are in a position or in a situation that isn't serving you, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Something else is going to come and it's going to be better, especially if you are putting out good energy, it's going to be better. And then it'll probably come when you least expect it. And honestly, it might be delivered way faster than you think it will. To be honest, it might come right away. You might drop that job or that negative ass situation, and the next thing you know, a week or two later, an opportunity arises and you are in the position to receive it. You are in the position to take that. And really, you deserve that. At the end of the day, I know we get so caught up in you know, imposter syndrome and not feeling like we deserve better, but baby, in whatever situation it may be, you deserve better. If it's not serving you, if it is a negative influence or force in your life, you deserve better. And Next 15 One Comin. Don't get caught up and get stuck somewhere. I'm telling you, the next bus to the opportunity and the next bus to love, the next bus to happiness is on the way. You cannot expect to catch it if you sticking with the same track you've been on. So I recently saw a meme that was like, women can be bums too. And let me just say this, women are bums too sometimes. There's a lot of women out there that are bums, actually. Aesthetically pleasing, beautiful bums, no motion, nothing going on for themselves outside of appearance. And I really hate to see it. I really do. I really, really do. And I don't want that for none of y'all. I don't want that for myself. So I ended up posting a couple of reels on the podcast page. And if you don't follow over there, what are you doing? Like, come on, we're about to hit 10K. I prophesied before the end of this year, we're going to hit 15, if not go up to 20, child. So go follow the podcast page. The app will be in the description. That's where we congregate. Shout out to the gang over there. But put a couple reels up, and really, the moral of the story for that is don't be the bum in any relationship. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but especially romantic. Don't be the bum. Romantic and platonic friendships. Nobody wants a weak link. Nobody wants someone who is always needy. Nobody wants to be with someone who has no motion. And don't get me wrong, my best friend Jay said it. She was like, listen, there are a lot of women who deal with men who don't have no motion. There's a lot of men who deal with women who have no motion. And in between and all the, you know, identities or whatever, dealing with somebody who has nothing going on, essentially a bum. Essentially. People do it all the time. In my opinion, I think they do it because they see potential and they want to harbor that and they want to foster that or fix people. It is not your responsibility to fix someone. It is not your responsibility to lift someone out of their bumminess in the hopes that they will be better for you. You're only going to make them better for somebody else. I'm so sorry. You can elevate someone who is already elevating, in my opinion. You try to pick someone up from where they are, especially if they're not in a space to want to do better for themselves and get their own life together, it's not going to work. And if you are the person, you might be in denial, but I need you to sit back and think about this. What is moving in my life? What do I have to show for myself? What do I want for my future? Am I moving in a bummy capacity? Are you? Are you growing and evolving? Are you elevating? Are you creating and working for a life that is worth living, or are you moving like a bum? Are you just floating through? Are you a floater? Don't be the floater, baby. Don't be the weak link. And absolutely don't support that shit. And I get it, child. A lot of these men out here, baby, they be so nice. They be so nice. The sex be so good, but they be bums. They got nothing else to give you. If you are dealing with someone, and like I said, this is men and women, but I'm going to speak specifically to the ladies right now who deal with men. If you are dealing with a man who has nothing to give you, nothing, not a flower, not a flower petal, not a letter, not a poem, nothing to give you except for being attractive and maybe some good sex, baby, you're dealing with a bum. Either that or a man who has it and doesn't care to give it or share with you or care about you enough to show you in whatever capacity that he can be there for you. But let's be real. A lot of women know that they're dealing with bums. They know. Can't keep a job, living with your mama, no car, all types of shit. No motion. You know you dealing with a bum. And I get it, child, because the bummy men be the nicest ones. They be the ones that be so sweet. They sending messages. They doing all this cute ass shit. They coming over. They trying to cook you dinner with your groceries and shit. You want to know why? You want to know why they're so nice? And they want to come spend the night? Because they don't got nowhere to live. They're homeless. Okay? He can't take you on a date because he ain't got a job. He don't have no money. Okay? He want to come eat up all your shit in your fridge because he hungry. He ain't got nowhere to cook his own food. Okay? His mama don't want him staying there no more. Okay? So he coming to your house to bum off of you. To bum off of you. And in this capacity, I'm speaking financially. However, they also bum off energy too. Honestly. Some people are energy bums. They want to suck up all the energy you got. They want to suck up all the love that you got. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't got enough for themselves. So they just trying to get everything from fucking you. Listen, baby, I really don't know who needs to hear this. I really don't know who needs to hear this. Stop dealing with the bum. Be with someone who matches your efforts. And I hope that you're not the bum, because then you would get a bum. But most likely it's not like that. Bums know how to pick. If you're dealing with someone, I promise you, they know what you have for yourself. They know what you have going for yourself, and they see that and they want to exploit that, and they will. And they'll use whatever tactics to catch you. And they might be nice, they might be sweet or whatever, but if they're becoming a liability and not an asset, it is a problem. If they're becoming a distraction and they're not fueling you and encouraging you to go harder, then you probably need to let them go. And that's just that on that. I honestly think this really all circles back to getting back to your self-worth, your self-love. Like, what do you deserve? What do you deserve? Right? As a person who has always claimed to love herself, I have absolutely been in situations where I was accepting less than I deserved. And I knew it. Majority of the time, I knew it. I knew I deserved better. I knew that I was settling. I knew that I wanted more. But whatever factors caused me to stay. And I think that was just a lapse in my self-love. I think that was a lapse in my self-worth. And I wasn't loving myself enough. I wasn't banking on myself enough. I'm more so banking on what I could have with somebody or what I could have with this job or with this friend, whatever. It's a losing game. It's a losing game. When your own motion becomes compromised, when your own self-worth and your own morals become compromised for somebody else, it will never end well. it will never end well. And so I think I'm in a space where I'm like, damn, I love me. I love me, and I've been through some things and I've seen some things, and now I am not compromised, baby. In any capacity, platonic, romantic, if I see it and I don't like it, it's a red flag or something that makes me compromise what I know I deserve, it has got to fucking go. And when I tell you I'm not playing, I'm back to pushing P. All my friends that are listening to this, you know me. I am the baby. I used to block a nigga just for breathing wrong. I know that sounds crazy. And it's extreme, not literally. But I literally like, yo, I don't like the way he chew. It's a dub. It's over. Like, it's over. Because I want better. I want something more. So I was willing to let go at the drop of a hat if it was something that I knew didn't align with me. And I fell back from that because I wanted to be more understanding and give more grace. And those things are good things to be. You should be understanding. You should give people grace, or I guess more so be gracious. However, that shit is earned. You don't just give that to people, baby. You need to give that to people who deserve it. Because if not, you're going to end up in a space like I have been in where I was giving grace to people in a way that was detrimental to myself. That was detrimental to how I took care of myself, how I love myself. And I always say, people will treat you exactly how you treat yourself and what you will allow. So if somebody knows that you are accepting that they are going to use you, they will continue to use you. If they know that you are in a space where you don't love yourself, they will capitalize off of that to manipulate you and get what they want from you. So your best bet is to love yourself, invest in yourself, and hold yourself to the highest degree. And be selfish. It is okay to be selfish. You don't always have to be selfless. You don't always have to put other people before you. And you damn sure better put yourself first when it comes down to the wire. If you choosing anybody that is not you when it comes down to the betterment of your future or what's best, you're losing. And I'm not talking about choosing your kids before yourself. I'm not talking about shit like that. You know, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean you. If you know it is best for you to leave that situation, but you're choosing them and their comfort ahead of yourself, you're losing. If you know that it is best for you to let somebody go, baby, it don't matter how it's going to make them feel. And I'm so sorry. That sounds mean, but in the long run, you have to do what is right for yourself. You don't deserve to live in a life that's unhappy. You don't deserve to live in a life where you're not fulfilled. You don't deserve to live a life that essentially you're bottom of the fucking totem pole. And how many of us have been in a position where we felt like we was the bottom of the totem pole? Like we felt like we was the second choice, or we felt like we weren't getting everything that we knew we wanted and deserved, but we chose them ahead of ourselves. No. Hey, listen, the rest of this year is choose me season. It's about me picking myself, picking what's in my best interest. Okay. Because at the end of the day, and as cliche as it sounds, ain't nobody gonna love you the way you love yourself. Ain't nobody gonna take care of you the way you take care of yourself, which is why you have to love yourself and you cannot be a bum. Put yourself up on a pedestal and carry yourself and walk it and walk that shit. And like I said, I find myself slipping all the time. Like I find myself slipping and falling into not walking in that path. But baby, we're doing it. The rest of this year, we're doing that. Half the year is already over, honey. We rolling in the fall and I'm finna fall back on myself. I'm finna fall back on my self-worth and I'm finna fall back on what is going to be best for me. And I genuinely hope that you do the same. My God, today, I needed to get that off. Oh, I'm back in my groove. When I tell you, your girl was feeling like creative block. And I think, honestly, it was because I was in such a draining space. And I didn't even recognize until after the fact. Like, I thought I was happy. I thought I was in a good space and I'm having fun. Baby, I'm drained. I'm drained because I'm dealing with some shit I shouldn't be dealing with. With a man who is a fucking liability. Like, I'm in a position where I'm really not even in a good space. And when I tell you God don't play, I know for a fact, I don't know about you, but God don't play about me. Because like I said, as soon as I raised up out of there, are you ready for the motherfucking blessings? Are you ready for something good to come your way? Like I woke up the next morning and I was like, damn, look at all of this shit that's happening. Look at all these fucking chickens. Like, look at everything that is happening for me now. That I done took time to refill myself, took time to get back to myself. And it's a process. I've been trying to do this shit for like a month. It really took me going home, seeing my best friend, seeing my family, seeing my sister, and getting that energy back and being fulfilled and getting back to my roots so that I could be grounded and so that I could grow. And now I'm in the growing stage. And I really want us all to remember, like, growth is not linear. Growth has its relapses, and it has its time. But if you continue to water yourself, you continue to fertilize yourself with, people around you that love you, with loving yourself, with doing things that are healthy for your mind and your body and your spirit, you will grow to be strong. You will grow to be beautiful and tough. And, I know we don't like to talk about toughness as women, but you will grow to have resiliency. You know what I'm saying? You will grow to have that, and you will grow to love who you are, because the Naya that I was at the beginning of the year is not the Naya that I am now. And it took a fucking lot to get here, and it's going to take a lot to get to where I want to be. But like I said, we're moving. We move and we grow and evolve every time. So, yeah. I really want to thank you guys so much for listening. I really want to thank you guys so much for following. Like I said, if you do not follow the Instagram page, you are slipping on your pimping. All right, you slipping on your pimping. Go follow the Instagram page. We over there. I would say follow the TikTok, but I don't really on TikTok. TikTok is not my jam. It's just not. But I'm gonna keep trying. We got a TikTok that'll be linked too. However, the Instagram is where we congregate. We're going up over there. We're growing over there, and I'm so proud of it. And I really want you to be a part of it. So go ahead and follow over there. Additionally, if you need advice or if you need to get something off, go ahead and hit your girl up at askletmejustsaythis@gmail.com. That will be linked below. Hit me up and I will get back to you. Pinky promise. That actually reminded me, we passed the year anniversary mark of the pod. I'm such a bad mama. The year anniversary for the podcast was actually in July, and just to see where it is now, I am beyond proud. So again, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will get back with you in the next one. Until next time.